What's going on? It's your boy YG, richest poor person on YouTube, and the guy with the crazy hair. But not today. Feel me? But welcome back to Apprentice to Free, where I'm here to show you my journey to financial freedom, to show you that it's possible for regular people like us to live the life that we want with hard work, dedication, and time. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I replaced a portion of my roof, just a portion, not the whole thing, on a property I just purchased. But before we get into that, if you're new to this channel, hit that like button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. So I'm going to be walking you through the process of how I replace a roof by myself in 3 days time, really like 2.5 days time, only because there was a lot of running back and forth to Home Depot and a lot of rookie mistakes that just added up over time, and I didn't want to be there all day because it was hot as fuck. And I still have, you can't really see it, but I got sunburned in the process and I'm still peeling. But let's get into it.
So I started taking off some shingles. The goal is to take this pipe out and just replace it and get these holes right here fixed up. Now you can see there's holes right there. So I'll be walking you guys through what I'm doing. Already got some shingles out. It's freaking a bitch trying to get these nails. You can see it. Trying to get all these nails out right here is a bitch. But let's do it.
So if you see the pipe right there, that's why I started on the roof project in the first place. Right under that roof is like where the water heater, the electrical panel, and the washer and dryer was. It's kind of like a utility room, but it's been leaking, and that pipe that you see wasn't connected to anything. It was just a pipe that was just there for an old an old furnace to the house, which wasn't in use anymore. So I wanted to take it out, patch that hole, just to stop the leaking. So the first thing I had to do to get that pipe out was to pull up all the shingles, and then the pipe just came right out.
So I took the pipe out. Now there's a hole. I'm gonna try to open it up, see where I could place the wood at, go from there.
Now this is where things get interesting, because you never really know how big a problem is until you start peeling stuff up. So as I was peeling up the shingles, I noticed there were 3 layers of shingles on the roof. So it's the wood, and then a layer of shingle, layer of shingle, layer of shingle. Normally, it's supposed to be the wood, the felt, the underlayment, like the water barrier in between the roof and the shingles, and then the shingle. That's how it's supposed to be. But this roof had 3 layers of shingles, and as I was pulling them up, I noticed there were numerous holes, and like the wood was rotten. There were ants in one of the rotten pieces of the wood, so I'm like, oh, this is bad. Let me just take up everything and see what's going on.
So the roof was somehow layered on like 3 layers of shingles. So I decided to just take it all up, see what the roof is looking like, and this is what we got. So I'm about to go to Home Depot, get some 8-foot, 1-inch by like 7-8-inch planks. Just replace the boards. So I just got back from Home Depot, got the nails and the wood. Damn. From the trunk all the way to the front, this little old coupe filled up with materials, tools, equipment. Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. This is what it looks like when you're trying to fix roof. Barely enough room for me. Trying to hold the wood up so it doesn't mess up the clutch because it's a stick shift.
As you can see, I have a 2-door coupe. My car is really small, so just to get the wood in there was a tight fit. If you're asking what that is, that's the back seat to my car, because right now I'm in the process of repairing some rotten siding. So I have like a ladder, 12-inch wooden siding planks in my car. I have all my tools in there, so if I took the back seat out, there's more room, so that's why that's there. But I went to Home Depot, got all the stuff, and what I did next was I pulled up all the old wood and noticed that the new wood I got was the wrong size. It was 2 inches when I was supposed to get the 1 inch, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
All right, so I opened up the roof. I left these 2 planks in there because they look fine. So I'm just gonna add 2 on each side, nail them in, put the roof underlayment underneath. I don't think I brought enough, so because the rest of it is at my house, so I think I might have to just put what I have on there now and then finish the rest tomorrow. So I'm about to put the new planks on there, and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. After trying to put these on the roof, I noticed I got the wrong size. These are 1 inch too thick. So I'm back to get some new ones and to return these. That's why you always gotta have your receipts.
So I went back to Home Depot, returned the old planks, got the new ones. Life lesson, always keep your receipt. That's it.
So I got 4 1x8 by 12 planks. Thank God I brought my circular saw because I literally had to cut it so it fit in my garage. So I got 4 smaller pieces also, or else they would have been hanging out my window really far. And I'm not trying to get pulled over by the cops right now. I'm trying to save time.
I said so it could fit in my garage. I meant so it could fit in my car, but you understand what I meant. So the planks were too long. I had to cut them with the circular saw. That's why you seen all the wood in my trunk. And I've had to do that a couple of times. But I learned, don't cut it inside the trunk, move it outside the trunk so the dust doesn't get in your car and just mess up everything. So I got the new wood, brought it to the house, and got on with the show.
After going to Home Depot and cutting off the part that couldn't fit in my car, all the rest of them is damn near perfect. So I'm gonna cut these to size, nail them in, and see how much underlayment I brought. So I got the 4 pieces cut. It's hard as fuck to freaking nail these things in with your hand because I keep bending them. So I'm gonna call it a night for today. I nailed them in just enough so they don't freaking move. Hopefully nobody tries to come and steal them over the night, but tomorrow I'll rent the nail gun from Home Depot, nail these up in literally 3 minutes, bring my felt, put the shingles on, and I'll be done.
Keep in mind, I was doing this by myself, and there's a lot of steps in between that needed to happen. For example, loading all the planks into my car by myself, taking them out the car once I got to the property by myself, putting the ladder up by myself, hauling the fucking planks up to the roof individually by myself. It's just a lot. But luckily, when I laid the planks on the roof, there were almost 2 of them fit perfectly. And the other 2, I just had to cut a little bit off. So that was kind of clutch. And nailing them into the roof, it's easy to go through the wood, but once you hit the stud, for some reason, the nails bend. It's just hard as fuck to get in there. So my thought process was to rent the nail gun from Home Depot. Boom, 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 easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh my God, it was a shit show. About 2 hours the next day was spent trying to figure out how to use a goddamn nail gun. I'll talk about that later.
Got them all nailed in. It was a bitch using this thing. I had to do the nails one by one. Maybe I just don't know how to do it, but time to put the felt.
So after I plugged in the nail gun, got it all up to the roof and everything, I had individual roofing nails. I started putting them into the nail gun, and they just kept jamming. They weren't going in correctly. They weren't shooting. It was just, go get a nail gun and put the nails in there individually and try to use it. You'll see how difficult and retarded you look trying to use it. So I had to take everything out, freaking one by one, put the nail in, shoot it, put the nail in, shoot it. I swear to God, it should have took 30 seconds. It took like 2 hours. I don't even know how long it took. It took a long time to nail those things in. Apparently, you're not supposed to individually put the nails in the nail gun. There's like a strip. It comes in like a strip, like kind of a stapler. You know how the staples are all stapled together? It's like a strip where they're all nailed in that one strip, and you just put it in, and it's easier that way. But I'm a noob, and I didn't know that. So, whatever. I got it done. Let's move on. So the next thing I had to do was lay down the felt or the roof underlayment or whatever you want to call it. And it's basically the weather barrier that's going to prevent the water from damaging the roof or prevent leaks and stuff like that. It's basically an environmental barrier from under the shingles to your roof.
Got my felt laid down, nailed in under the shingles. Gonna put my starter shingles on, then go back to Home Depot, get back this compressor, get some water, take a break.
So to put the felt down, you basically just have to nail it in just like you nail in the shingles. Once I finish that, I put down my starter shingle, which is just what you're supposed to do to provide an adhesive kind of for the first actual shingle that you put on the roof. And I know it's supposed to hang off the roof like 6 inches. For whatever reason in my brain, I was eyeballing it and I ended up putting it way over the roof. I didn't line it up to the existing shingles, which I should have did. So right now it's like from where the existing shingle was to where I started the starter strip, it hangs way off the roof and it's like curled down. But as you go out towards the edge of the roof, I kind of leveled it back. So towards the end, it's 6 inches off the roof. So on one side it's hanging and the other side is good. I'm a noob. The roof isn't gonna leak. It's functional. It ain't the prettiest thing. And I was not redoing it because I noticed after I finished the whole thing.
Got the felt laid. Got the starting shingle laid, nailed in. Time to start shingling, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Shingle it, baby. Oh yeah, baby.
So this is still my second day, and it's time to start shingling, which I thought was gonna be the easiest part. Laying shingles by yourself in the middle of Georgia during the middle of the day when the sun is beaming, it just sucks. It's hot just to touch the roof with your hand. I had shorts on and a short sleeve shirt. So I couldn't really sit on the roof because then my ass would start burning. If I put a knee, my knee would start burning. If I put a hand down, my hand would start burning. So my whole body hurt. And laying these freaking shingles by yourself in the heat like that, it just really sucks. You're trying to line it up, get it all correct. And for the most part, for this section, I did okay. So let's see what happens.
It's 5:30 and I'm gonna call it a day. Got some shingles nailed in, got a little bit more left. The pack of shingles ran out. Got some old ones, probably just gonna buy another pack, use the new ones. Now this took way longer than expected. And as a word of advice, if you're new to something and you're doing it for the first time, expect it to take way longer than it's supposed to because you're gonna make so many mistakes no matter how much you research something. For example, individually shooting the nail gun to nail in the wood because you don't know if you're retarded or the nail gun that you have is messed up. Another example, on the back of the shingles, there's this tape that goes on the tar. You can see it's kind of peeled off right there. That takes a lot of time, especially when you have gloves on. So you have to take off a glove, peel off the tape, put the glove back on, put that thing on. It's just a lot because it's hot out here. The sun is baking and it's on the roof, so everything really hurts when you touch it. And for like the first 3 rows, I didn't even know it was a thing. So those 3 just have the tape on it. Oh well. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'm done in the morning, or not in the morning, but relatively early because I gotta go to work tomorrow night. So we're almost done. Progress.
So since the existing roof already had 3 layers of shingles, when I laid the felt down, I laid the felt under the existing shingles just so when the water traveled downhill, it couldn't creep into where the shingle or the existing felt was to the new felt or the new shingles. And just like I did with the felt, with the new shingles, I started it under the existing shingles. So if there was a shingle right here, this would be the new shingle. I would put it like halfway under there. So when the water was traveling down, there wasn't like just a seam down where the existing shingle was to where the new shingle was. And it was so hot. And I had Timbs on, so when I would step on the felt or the shingle, it would like melt away part of the shingle. That's why if you go back in the video and you see like little black spots on the new shingle, that's where my boot like scraped off some of the shingle. That's how hot it was. It was scraping off the shingle. And there's a lot of tar on the shingle, so my boot would get stuck in the tar and then nailing down the nails in that part of the shingle, the hammer would get stuck in the tar and then the tar would peel up with the hammer. Word of advice, if you want to replace a roof, do it in the fall or springtime or when it's like moderate temperature, not when it's hot as fuck. It just happened to be that hot that day or that week. It's Georgia. Just don't do it when it's really hot outside. And especially don't do it by yourself. But hey, that's just me. I do hard things. That's what I do. So I came back the next day, put the rest of the shingles on. Let's see how it turned out.
After 3 days and a lot of mistakes, finally done. It's not the prettiest thing. Kind of started messing up on the last couple of rows. The pattern doesn't align correctly, but it is what it is. I don't think the roof is gonna leak. Just gonna nail in these existing shingles, make sure they're tied down good, and then put some sealant right here on this line, and that's it. This sucks.
That was the finished product, and that was the third day. It didn't really take that long to get the rest of the shingles laid, but for some reason, my brain just wasn't working correctly. I don't know if it was because my brain was getting baked the past 2 days in the making sun, but when I was laying down the shingles, I started on the existing shingle side and worked my way down to the end of the roof. When I was starting them, I was taking shingles that I had already cut to start it. I didn't take the original edge. And since I was doing that, I kind of stopped paying attention to the way the pattern was. There are 3 tab shingles, and they're supposed to be lined up every other shingle. So this right here is the shingle line I'm talking about. The next shingle line should be right here. So it should look something like this, okay? And then the shingle above this top one, the line should be right here. So that's the pattern. But if you look in the video, they get messed up as you go up. And I just stopped paying attention to that for whatever reason. I don't know if it was because I wanted to get it done fast, or I just wasn't thinking straight, or it was hot, I don't know. But we'll see how the roof lasts in like a year or two. I think I need to replace the whole thing anyways. But for now, it was a good patch in my opinion. I don't think it's gonna leak or anything because I had the felt laid correctly. And the layout of the shingles isn't perfect, but it's not where the seams all meet each other. The point of the roof is just to get the water to get off. So all the seams aren't lined up perfectly so the water could just penetrate through the roof. Like, it still has a ways to go to make it down there. But I think I did a pretty good job for my first time. Kind of messed up at the top. It is what it is. Hey.
And that's the finished product. Now, I'm not a professional roofer. I didn't have any help, and this was my first time ever doing it. That's what I got. So right here, I had the shingles too far over the roof, so they're kind of like hanging, so I'll cut those later. But this side is like perfect because you can see the fascia board right there. So I'm gonna get closer. You see it's hanging a lot. I'm gonna definitely cut that, and I put some sealant. You can see it just so to prevent some water from getting through. It's not going to do a perfect job, but it is what it is. So the whole roof's going to have to get replaced eventually, but for now it's not going to leak right there.
And that, my friends, is how I replaced a portion of the roof by myself. If you have any questions about anything I went through, or you want me to go more in detail about any of the specifics of replacing my roof, let me know in the comments below. So I already replaced some of the trim and rotten siding on the property. I still have some more to do. I'll probably go down there tomorrow and I'll make a video about that to show you guys the process. But as always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up so YouTube shares this video with more people. I think it stopped raining, so I'm about to go work out. Peace.